We start the video about a mile west of Quainton, and we come to the first structure, which is Bridleway QUA 28A overbridge. Between here and Calvert, the footprint of HS2 is a lot wider than it is in other parts of the routes that I've been covering, because it has to take into account the other railway line, which is the Marylebone to Claydon Junction line. We now come to footpath QUA 26A accommodation underbridge. This of course will be buried eventually, along with a culvert that's next to it. If you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing and click the bell icon to be notified of future videos. The massive bridge coming into view now is at Edgcott Road, and we'll take a closer look at that on the ground in a little while. Just beyond this new bridge we can see the old one, which went over the old Great Central line. So I'm now going over the old Great Central Bridge, which sadly will be going at some point. Let me just stop down here. There's a vehicle coming. Right, I didn't really show you this properly last time. So, that is the new bridge for Edgcott Road, and you'll see it's got two large spaces. One is for HS2 and the other one is for the Marylebone to Claydon Junction line, which of course doesn't exist at the moment from Quainton because they've lifted all the tracks. So it's coming on. This road will be re-diverted, or realigned should I say, across that bridge, and then it will come out somewhere down there. So yeah, this bridge that I've just gone over will be demolished because the railway is actually coming through where I'm stood, and it will carry on over that way. Yeah, it's a little bit misty this morning, but it's not getting in the way of my flying, so it should be all right. I'm going to carry on for the next one, and we'll continue the flight all the way up to Calvert. So here we can see both bridges in more detail. I can't exactly tell you what this new bridge is going to look like, because there are no plans that I can find showing how it will look. I assume it will look the same as all the other overbridges, in that it will have concrete parapets. As we go past Edgcott Road, we come to another structure, which is Adam's accommodation underbridge. I don't know who Adam is. Does anyone know? I don't know. This underbridge is looking rather exposed at the moment, and you can actually see how much material they're going to have to put down to make this go under the railway. Coming into view on the left is Quainton Road, which leads to Greatmoor Power Station. This road, of course, is on the old railway that used to run down to Woodham and Wootton Underwood and join up with the present line that goes from Haddenham up to Birmingham and down to London, of course. This massive structure is Bridleway QUA 36 accommodation green overbridge. As we approach Greatmoor, the conditions are getting more misty, so it's harder to see what's going on in any great detail. The birds seem to like it though. Look at them flying around down there. So we now reach another green overbridge, which is Bridleway GUN 28. And you can see this one is far more advanced than the one we just looked at, and that it's got its roof on it. Something else I noticed here, where this orange crane is, these look to be segments of the bat mitigation structure. I've had a look at the latest plans for that structure, and they consist of concrete arches with mesh in between them. I'll go into more detail on that in a future video. We're now passing by Lower Greatmoor Farm, which is dwarfed by the power station next to it. What a massive structure that is. Imagine how these people must have felt when this thing arrived on their doorstep. It's just unbelievable. So we're now getting closer to Sheephouse Wood in the background there. We now come to another structure, which is footpath CAG2 underbridge. We've now reached the area where the bat mitigation structure will be. It is about 1 kilometre long and 10 metres high when finished, and will consist of concrete arches at spaces with mesh between them. The structure's being put there because there are rare species of bat in Sheephouse Wood, which is just adjacent to it. Actually, while we're on the subject of woodland, look at the size of Sheephouse Wood there, isn't it massive? You may not realise that the landfill site coming into view on the left used to be another wood called Charndon Wood, which was about the same size as Sheephouse Wood, and that was entirely destroyed to make way for the landfill site. It doesn't bear thinking about, does it? The next structure we come to is footpath SCL 13 green overbridge. Coming up now is Calvert Green overbridge. And this is the area I ran into trouble with the drone. For some reason I kept losing signal and the drone wanted to come back to me, so I'm afraid this area is not covered that well. We're now approaching the area where HS2 meets East-West Rail. East-West Rail can be seen going left to right across the screen there. Joining up with East-West Rail is this embankment which is pointing in the direction of HS2. As I said before earlier in the video, the line from Quainton to Calvert has been lifted. All the bridges along there have been built extra wide to accommodate the line, and eventually it will be relinked, but whether it will be active or not is not known yet. Hopefully when HS2 is finished with, Aylesbury will get its link to the north again. So we now come to one of the last structures we'll see on this video, which is East-West Rail overbridge. This is Charndon Lodge underbridge where East-West Rail goes across, and Perry Hill Road, I think that's the name of it, sweeps round to the left there to go over the new Perry Hill overbridge. Well, I'm sorry to say, I had to miss one of the flights because, try as I may, I could not get a decent signal, and it just kept stopping and wanting to come back to me. So I don't know what to do about that. God, look at this road. I'm wondering if it's the fog. Is the fog scattering the signal somehow? Is that a thing? I don't know. Well, either way, it just wasn't having it. But at least I got to see the back structure, or the sides of it anyway, at Greatmore. This is one busy road. Back on the country road. Oh, it's so cold today. It's about 2 or 3 degrees. But at least the roads are dry. That was my main concern. So, that brings us to the end of this section of HS2. I'm glad I managed to get the Edgcott Road bridge recorded. As I said before, that'll be going at some point. I hope you enjoyed this this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, don't forget to subscribe as well, that'll be good.